Call me crazy, but I'm tackling not one, not two, not even three, but 4 chairs today. Refinishing chairs is no joke, but I can't resist the challenge. Let's dive in. Okay, I have been putting off these chairs for far too long. I need to just do it, right? It's that first little bit, I don't know, the dread. I don't like doing chairs or tables, and I've had these for a year. I have done or stripped and scraped and sanded one chair. It's probably as good as it's gonna get. Actually, I'm gonna go over it with some acetone to get the last little bit. But I am dreading doing the other 3, but I'm gonna get to it. Starting right now. Okay, refinishing chairs. It's one of those projects that seems simple at first, but quickly reminds you why it's no walk in the park. These chairs in particular are no exception. With the age and where the finish is actually flaking off almost effortlessly. With pieces like these, the original finish can be deceptive. Sure, it flakes off in spots, but not evenly across the entire surface. And that means I'm going to need to come in afterward with acetone to clean it up and ensure the wood is completely stripped and prepped for its next life. Another challenge with old chairs is all the small crevices and curved edges. Sanding flat surfaces is one thing, but getting into these tight corners, that's where the patience really comes into play. I always say with refinishing, the devil is in the details. Despite the challenges, there's something incredibly satisfying about seeing these chairs transform from the peeling, flaky finish to eventually a clean slate, ready for a brand new look. And it's funny because I'm always telling myself I will never do chairs again, and yet here I am. coming in the following day, my goal is to not only strip all the chairs, but also give them a good sanding, getting into all the details and getting them prepped for stain. Why, may you ask, would you strip, sand, and do all that stuff if you're just going to stain them again? There's a few reasons. If remnants of the old finish remain, the new stain may not penetrate the wood evenly, and that can lead to blotchy or streaking results. Number two, it enhances the natural grain. Stripping away that old finish allows the natural wood grain to be fully exposed, which then helps achieve a more vibrant and professional looking finish. I also want to remove any deep-seated dirt and oils. Over time, antique chairs can accumulate layers of dirt, grease, and wax that can interfere with stain absorption and adhesion, resulting in an inconsistent finish. Just as in these chairs, many old finishes have deteriorated over time, leading to cracking, peeling, or discoloration. Removing old layers ensures that the new finish is applied to a stable and clean surface, preventing future peeling or flaking. And lastly, a fully stripped chair provides a blank canvas, making it easier to apply new stain smoothly and evenly, and ensuring a high quality and long-lasting result. So yeah, I know it may suck doing it at the time because chairs have a lot of cracks and crevices and little details that you have to deal with, but I know in the end it's going to be so worth it. Set yourself goals each day, and just maybe you might achieve them. And guess what? I did today. I got what I wanted done, and I'm going to apply some stain just so I can get a look at what one chair will look like before I move on to the next 3 chairs, more than likely tomorrow. Every piece tells a story, and this chair is no exception. Originally, It had a woven cane seat, but at some point someone decided to swap that out for a cushion. Now, I have to kind of decide, do I restore it to its original cane seat or do I keep the cushion for a more updated look? There are a few things to consider before making this decision. First, the condition of the frame. Does it have the proper grooves and holes for a new cane seat? And yeah, obviously it does. And second, what works best for the overall style and function of the chair? Cane seats have that timeless charm, plus they're breathable and can last for years when properly maintained. But they also require skill and patience to install. And actually, this will be my first time installing this type of cane with the spline. This groove here is still in decent shape, which means I could recane it. But I also have to think about who it might end up with this chair. Some people prefer the comfort of a cushion over a firm cane seat. But I think the right thing to do is to take it back to its original form. And that includes a beautiful antique oak General Finishes stain. Well, there's no better time than the present to try to cane these chairs. And remember, I've never done something quite like this, so I'm just going to let you sit back and watch the process happen, because I'm learning as I go, just like you guys. Hopefully, it's going to come out okay. We'll see, I guess. Okay, I've soaked the cane for a few minutes. This makes it flexible and easier to work with. Now I'm trying to secure it into place using some wooden wedges I made in my mallet and tuck the cane into the grooves. This is key to work evenly around the frame so the tension stays consistent. And this is what gives the seat its strength and shape. Once the cane is snug in the grooves, I apply a bead of wood glue, and this helps it lock it in place, ensuring it's secure and durable over time. And then pressing the spline into the groove over the cane with the wooden wedges. The spline acts as a finishing touch, holding everything tight while giving the seat a polished look. It's important to work slowly and carefully here, because if you rush, the cane can shift or the spline might not sit flush. To be honest, this is not something I'm super comfortable with. As you can probably see, I feel a little awkward doing it, just not super confident, but I know I will get better, and I'm sure chair 2, 3, and 4 will be way better than this one. I think it's going okay. It's just a little harder than I had imagined. I really found myself struggling with this side, and I couldn't figure out why. Every time I tried to put the spline in, it just didn't want to stay in there. And of course I kept pounding away until...
No! This whole thing came off.
What happened was the underneath board that had the groove in it gave way, and it must have had a crack in it, and it split in half. So I actually had to go underneath, repair that piece using some glue, some clamps, and screwing it back in to secure it in place. And then I just went ahead and continued doing what I was doing all morning, is securing this cane in place. Now, with the spline in place and the glue drying, all that's left is to clean up the edges. Once the glue sets, the chair will be as good as new, or maybe even better, I hope. Okay, a couple of things I learned on my first chair is I should probably cut the length of my spline first, measure them out. That way they're ready to go, rather than unrolling it, putting it in, and cutting it while I'm doing it. I think that'll be a little easier. I think this one will go a little quicker now that I kind of know what I'm doing. So, well, here we go. Well, wouldn't you know it, I'm on chair 4, and it's actually going pretty good on this one, finally. I kind of wish I had a little more practice before I started that first one, because I feel like this one is head and shoulders above that first one. That's okay. You know what? Like I've said before, the only way to get better is to actually do it and practice it. I still think that first one is pretty good, but obviously as I went along, I kind of figured out a few things and just improved on some of the technique. And the final touch here is just a wipe on poly. I will do several coats of this over the next couple days, but yeah, this is the first coat, and it just makes these chairs shine. So happy they came out this way. I'm actually in love with how they look. I think this is the best part of this whole project. These chairs were no joke. The sanding, the scraping, the cane, all that is one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan, like I said, of doing chairs. And I always tell myself, this is it. No more chairs. I'm not going to do another one. But after putting this top coat on, man, just makes these pop. Sometimes the best transformations are the ones that take a little time and a lot of love. And let's take a moment to appreciate how far these chairs have come. They started as a blank canvas, tired, weathered, and in desperate need of a refresh, but I could see their potential. All it took was a little sanding, a lot of care, and some good old-fashioned craftsmanship. From prepping the frames to adding the cane and adding the final touches, each step brought these chairs closer to their former glory. And here they are, their charm fully restored and ready for a new chapter. This is why I love what I do, taking pieces with a story and giving them a second chance. Thank you guys for following along on this journey, and if you enjoyed this transformation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more projects like this one.